What did Jesus do in hell after his death? Have you ever stopped to think about that? Many imagine that his story ended on the cross. But what if I told you that his sacrifice was only part of the mission? That something deep and mysterious happened right after he breathed his last breath? We know that hell was created for Satan and his fallen angels. But then why did Jesus have to go down there? What did he do in that place of darkness? And what does that mean for us? Why did Jesus have to go to hell? The answer will shock you. To understand this journey, we first need to understand what the Bible teaches about hell. The concept of hell can be confusing to many, but the scriptures give us clear directions about this terrible reality. Throughout the scriptures, different words are used to describe this place, and each one brings a nuance that we need to understand in order to decipher the mystery of Christ's descent into the world of the dead. Get ready, because what you are about to discover may forever change your view of the mission of Jesus. Hell, a word loaded with fear, mystery, and confusion. But what does it really mean? To understand why Jesus had to go down there, we first need to understand what the Bible teaches about this dark place and its purpose within the divine plan. The scriptures mention different terms to refer to the world of the dead. Each one carries a distinct meaning, revealing deep layers of spiritual reality that many ignore. What the Bible shows us is that hell is not just one single place, it is a complex structure with an eternal judgment. The first word we find in the scriptures about the fate of the dead is Sheol. In the Old Testament, this Hebrew word is used to describe the dwelling place of the departed. It was not an exclusive place of condemnation, but rather a waiting place for all who had left this life. Genesis 37:35 records the words of Jacob as he mourned the supposed death of his son Joseph. Mourning, I will go down to my son, to Sheol. Here it is clear that Sheol was not just a place of torment, but a common destination for all the dead, both the righteous and the wicked. In the New Testament, this idea expands with the introduction of another term, Hades. This Greek word appears frequently in apostolic writings, being a direct correspondence to the Hebrew Sheol. However, in his parable about the rich man and Lazarus in Luke 16:22, Jesus makes a crucial distinction within Hades. The beggar died and was carried by the angels to Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried, and in Hades, being in torment, he lifted up his eyes and saw Abraham far away and Lazarus in his bosom. For the first time, we see the concept of separation within the world of the dead. On one side, a place of rest for the righteous. On the other, a place of torment for the wicked. Jesus reveals that the waiting for the final judgment is not the same for everyone. Then a new term appears in the scriptures, Gehenna. Different from Sheol and Hades, Gehenna is not a place of waiting, but the ultimate expression of eternal condemnation. Jesus uses this word several times to describe the final destination of the wicked. In Matthew 10:28, he warns, "Do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell." Gehenna. Gehenna is not only a spiritual state, it is a real place where those who reject God will experience eternal suffering. The very term Gehenna comes from the Valley of Hinnom, a place outside Jerusalem where garbage and the bodies of criminals were burned continuously. The fire never went out. The stench of death and destruction filled the air. Jesus used this image to illustrate the final reality of condemnation. The Bible also tells us of a last and terrible destination, the lake of fire. Revelation 20:15 describes this place as the definitive condemnation. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And anyone not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Unlike Sheol and Hades, which are temporary places, the lake of fire is eternal. There is no more waiting, no more chance of redemption, only suffering and complete separation from God. If this is the final destiny of the lost, then why did Jesus descend there? Wasn't he the Son of God? Wasn't he holy and without sin? The answer to this may change everything you thought about the sacrifice of Christ. Many wrong ideas about hell have been spread throughout history. If this message has touched your heart and opened your eyes, don't let it stop here. Subscribe to Peace Drawn and join us in our mission to share the Word of God with as many people as possible. Every like, every share, and every comment helps this truth reach those who need it most. Together, we can spread the light of Christ to the ends of the earth.